Also, did you see that thing they announced today?
What?
I'm back.
The Candlekeep
I'll be
Mysteries.
No.
It's the next D&D book that's coming out.
Ooh. Also, Santa, yes, the grey wolf like dog thing is a mistake, a printing error.
Okay.
I'll just throw this in general. Yeah. There you go.
Because it wasn't in my edition, that's why I was confused. I was like, wait.
Basically, the book's just like a group of short little mystery adventure things that you can do in one session.
Yeah?
Like, it sounds fun. It's just something to interject into the games.
Yeah.
Either way.
Also, my Discord is bugging out.
Oof.
It's like showing half of people's like profile pictures, and then like some of the images of my servers aren't showing either.
You can hear us all though, can't you?
Yes.
Okay.
But if I suddenly disappear, it might be Discord finally crapping out, so...
Okay. In that case, greetings everyone and welcome back to the Dark Tides of Runeterra. That's been like roughly a minute of us recording before we got to that.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I didn't realise you'd started recording.
You know me by now. I keep doing this just to try and get the first minute filled.
I know, but like...
Anyway.
Obligatory. Ah!
Please don't shout. My head hurts.
I'm sorry.
This is our first session of the Dark Tides of Runeterra on my new fancy little laptop. So if there are some issues, that's because I still try to get OBS sorted out. Either way, we're kicking this things off with where we left us off last time, in Rail's house here. Which, if I recall right, let me just look this up because I actually have the actual league map up at the moment. There is no name on the map for this area, but there is a river there that connects into like a fork, which also splits into two other rivers as well. All of which does lead back to Noxus. But after some words with Rel and some of the others, you decided that your best course of action would be to head downwards along this mountain ridge to get to this point where someone could help you learn a spell before going across the waters to this small island. And I actually have names for these places now. The mountain range are the Varju Mountains, Varju. The small little divot here is called the Rockrund Plains, with the city of Rockrund itself being roughly here. What else was there? There is another like small town as well, roughly here-ish, but good luck trying to pronounce that. Qualithala? Qualithala? By the way, the main one that you would focus in on is roughly here where the arrow is. There is a town called Stormwall, where you will be able to try and find travel. Not enough, no name for the island, so it's free real estate. Hey, if Riot's not doing anything with the island, I'm going to take the island and do stuff with it. Riot, feel free to add it later on as a patch. Either way, with those name dumps out of the way, we also had some information from Waffleberg after his slight drop at the mention of Shurima. No, it's not the island of Waffleberg. I know it's free real estate, but you can't just plunge your flag down and be like, I claim this in the nation of Waffleberg.
Waffleberg is Baron of the island now. You cannot stop this.
So, it's free Yordle estate. Yes, as it turns out, this is where Bandle City has been this entire time. No one just bothered to look. Either way, you all woke up in the morning, you had your breakfasts, you threw buckets out the window at a Clyde. And I believe you were all getting ready to head out on your way. Oh, something else I forgot to mention, a certain twin person got a forceful tattoo.
Yeah.
It was with consent.
And apparently Mariah's a bomb now?
Tick, tick, tick,
No.
tick.
Do we need to send Santa after you again as a killer?
No.
Either way. So you all wake up, you've all had your breakfast that Rel cooked to you. She'll look to you and be like, oh, I suppose you're going to be off then.
Mm-hmm. It's been very nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you as well. Hopefully our paths cross again sometime.
Delris will give her a hug.
She'll hug back. Just wish you all good luck on the travels. Also, just be careful.
Stop it!
I'm sorry, what did you say? I missed that.
Ignore him.
Anyway, you probably should be careful. It is a tall mountain range after all. You're gonna want to be careful.
Thanks for the warning. I hope we see each other again someday.
Yeah, same here, same here.
Well, we might be coming back this way at some point, so...
Well, it is on the way to both Genasi and Freljords if you're ever off to any of those.
That's true.
You always know there's a safe house here as long as, you know, a certain someone doesn't mess it up. Just hear Cled in the background shouting, it's my property, I'll do what I want!
Well, kind of lifts up Draken the dog. It's kind of like, he knows where it is now, so he can come and visit if he wants to.
She'll kneel down and pet Draken. I forgot that's what you named the dog.
The dog is called Draken, yes.
So, are you all heading off then? Or is there anything else you all want to do before you do?
Nope.
The silence encourages me.
This is like,
No.
No.
Sounds like my own.
apart from maybe punch Waffleberg in the beak.
Ow! Why? What did I ever do to you?
Because you keep saying that whenever I'm interacting with her.
Look, I can't be held accountable for my actions.
So,
It's gonna...
going off my usual tricks of travel-wise, if you go into that spot, it would probably be like a day or two's worth of travel. And that's just going off the map itself. Probably add another couple of days because going up a mountain range. So roughly 4 days travel.
Well, this will be good practice for climbing that other mountain.
Wait, we have to climb a mountain?
Yeah?
Oh. You know, Moonman, I have a question for you. If we make it to top of the mountain, we get wish, right?
Wrong mountain.
No. To Targon.
If we climb Targon, probably.
I could wish a sandwich.
Also, for those wondering why, just keep an eye on the. Josh is currently typing the responses because Josh is currently eating, if I recall.
Yes.
Yes. So, the first day or so of travel. Let me just roll some little encounter stuff. 16. Okay. As you're traveling along towards the base of the mountain, are you going as the crow flies or along the roads?
No, we're going as the potato flies.
So straight up and occasionally dive kicking.
Yes.
I'd love to see you guys try to fly.
just look,
Waffleberg
you
just
just look
takes
to your
he just
side.
takes out a jetpack. Whee!
I'm gonna say you just look to your side. Friggin' Mariah's flying with a beanie hat.
Whee!
Who
Missed
added
that. Me.
Oh.
Just sent you that. If I dip suddenly, that's why.
Okay. So, as you're travelling along the... I never actually got an answer to that. I just got, no, you're flying as the potato flies. So I'm assuming you're going as the crow flies, meaning you're just ignoring the pathways and just travelling along the land.
The direct way!
Okay.
Never follow Delris's directions. She has a poor sense of direction.
In that case, roll me perceptions.
All of us?
Yes. Because this is less for making sure you're going the correct way, given you've been pointing towards a mountain range, and it's kind of hard to lose track of a mountain range. Okay. Kuiper, bit distracted. Delris also a bit distracted. Everyone else, you hear a bit of commotion from one of the far off road areas. You look over to see a small Noxian warband just travelling along it. Just like quite a few soldiers, quite a few people in charge at the front. Some people riding what seems to be large lizard-like creatures.
Delris has not noticed this, so she is just keeping walking.
Yep.
Waffleberg will stop Delris and Kuiper. Are they friend or foes?
Huh? Who? Oh.
He says, pointing to the warband.
If you want, you can.
I'm kind of.
If you want, you can roll insights.
Oh, goody. Insights.
Yes, you can roll your insights.
My insides are
That's a
rolling.
lot of skulls. Now, these noticeably look a lot different than Skull does. Skull walks around on 2 feet, these walk around on all fours. So, ooh, there are also some good insights. Does a Mariah want to roll an insight as well?
Mariah's too busy with the frickin' beanie that she found.
Maybe
I
so,
love my
but she
beanie.
still rolled the highest.
Oh, beanie! Ooh.
Kuiper and Waffleberg. Well, technically everyone. You see some insignias of Ionia along with them. Delris, Potoo, and Mariah. Just from that, you can kind of get the feeling these are some of the returning warbands from the Ionian campaign.
Oh, we might know some of them, but
Yes.
I don't think we should really disturb them if we can help it.
Hold on. You
What?
Waffleberg just takes his spectacles, cleans his spectacles, puts them back on, looks up at two. Potato, you are Vestayan, yes?
Yes. Dude just looks back. Aren't you as well?
We are doing job for... and then that you are friends with... This
I
feels...
wouldn't say friends. Friendly.
They don't
Who
kill us, we
are
don't
you
kill them.
people?
I mean, we kind of stopped a big old fight between them and the Vestayan resistance while we were at their camp, so... At least
Waffleberg
until
again,
after
just
we
like...
left. I don't know what happened after we left. They might have actually fought again, but I don't know.
You guys have done a lot in your life, I see. Then Are we safe to go through them, or do we go around them, or do we sneak? What do we do?
I mean, they're following the road. We're not exactly following the road, so I think we should be fine. Plus, if we do know them, we helped them, so I don't see why they'd be mad at us. That means Draven might know I'm here.
You can
quicker.
pretty much tell that they're not following, because they're on the road and you're not. Your paths won't cross if you carry on the way you are. You would quite literally have to move over to them to intersect them.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood the geographical layout of the land. Never mind.
Yeah, we don't need to interact with them.
Okay, so
As long as they don't notice us, we're good.
Well, it's not like we're trying to hide.
No, we're not trying to hide, but what if they decide they want to try and talk to us? We are currently doing things.
We are doing things.
Waffleberg is weapon salesman from Zon. What's the worst that could go wrong?
Do not
Literally.
mention that to them.
Why? I could sell them weapons.
Don't mention that you're a weapon salesman from Zon.
What is wrong about that?
Because they kind of kicked Singe out of their camp.
I'm not singed. See,
I know, but they see Zon as Zon.
you hear a voice.
Singe Zon.
You hear a voice call out from the road, just being like, "You guys do realize it's safer on the road than it is just traveling on the wildlands, don't you?"
Oh, hi! Yeah,
Like the
but
patrols
it's quicker this way.
The patrols just turned around at this point, just like watching you. Faster but safer. Are you sure that you'll be fine?
Yes. Waffleberg is fine. Waffleberg should not start conversations off with Waffleberg, shouldn't he? But no, we will be fine.
Those two that spotted you are going to roll again, just to see.
We'll
No.
be okay.
None of them recognize you, so you're fine.
Thank you for your concern.
Yes, thank you for doing good job. Yes.
Very well. Just try and keep to the roads if you can, in case of any danger. You never know. There's wild basilisks out there at the moment.
My beanie will protect me.
That could be bad, but don't you worry. He says, holding up a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We have map. No, wait, no, that's not.
I
map.
have
That's
the
not
map.
Hold on.
It's
She
here.
has map. I have peanut butter jelly sandwich.
You had.
Like, yeah, we'll be okay. Looks at Waffleberg. Sure.
Waffleberg has chili all over his face.
There's
We may not look like it, but we've been through some shit, so we're good.
He just turns to the rest and he's just like, "Fine, let's just carry on. Let's go."
Bye, safe travels.
And they carry on. Do you carry on a bit further down your way?
I don't think they recognize me.
So wait, are any of
Whatever.
those the ones that your sister wants to bone?
No. Ew. No.
Okay. I'm just curious. I want to meet this individual.
Yeah, he wasn't with them, and everything he wasn't with them.
So
You'll
We
know
would
when
have
he's
never
with
gotten
them.
rid of them.
Yeah, they'd probably want to follow us. Specifically you.
Yeah.
as you reach the base of the mountains, the base of the Varju Mountains, it starts to get to nighttime as you reach there. Are you going to set up camp? Or are you going to try and push through the night?
Can I look around to see if I can find a kind of because we're at the base of the mountains, right?
Yes.
Could I look around to try and find maybe like an outcropping, a more kind of sheltered, hidden area where we'd have more defense if anything tried to sneak up on us?
Roll a perception. Not 20. you find a small shack just near the base of the mountain. Seems to be like overgrown, not used in quite some time. But you get the feeling this used to be a small little chalet thing that travelers would use before heading up the mountain. You feel like
There's a place over here to rest.
you feel like with it being overgrown, it would do us the perfect shelter to hide from anyone as well.
We should be nice and hidden over there.
Point.
Nice.
Plus, it's inside.
I will also
They had mentioned basilisks.
yeah, basilisks.
Does Waffleberg know anything of these?
Roll me a nature.
That is a 16.
A 16. Okay. Basically, the large reptiles that Noxus had basically taken from the southern jungles of Kamungu to raise as mounts for their own. But some of them, of course, broke out over time and therefore kind of infest here as an invasive species.
So kind of the giant lizard things that they were riding is what it is.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You would also know that they can grow to gargantuan sizes, and their hide is hard as iron.
Luckily, Waffleberg's gaze can pierce steel. If that doesn't work on them, though, we're fucked. Sorry, who am I talking to?
That's a good question.
Thus, I am very thankful that the League Wiki actually had a page on basilisks.
It does.
You also know that when the young people keep them as pets, which is probably how they broke out, because once they get to a certain size, if the Noxus army basically doesn't take them, they'll just be released.
Okay.
I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to go.
It's okay.
That's fine.
No, it's fine.
Oh, I feel like hell.
It's okay,
Sorry,
Lucas.
just to explain, people, migraine, nausea, bad combination. Gonna go. Bye.
It's okay,
No
go
need
get
for
some rest.
explanation. Go.
So, as you all manage to get into this little shack, just take shelter for the night. I'm going to say it's so overgrown, you won't need to do watches for the night. You all should be fine. Especially given that as you enter here, you notice that the overgrown plants are pungent enough that it would disguise your scent from any passing basilisks anyway.
Well, that's always good to know.
Impressive.
So, you all get your rest. You all wake up in the morning. You all have your rations or whatever you have for breakfast. Ooh. Okay. Kuiper fixed for his spellbook during the night, wondering if he'll actually be able to get the party across the ocean. And
I enjoy the fact that there's just missing pages as Kuiper flicks, and each time he sees one, there's just a significant twitch on his face.
anger, angy.
Angy face.
So, is there anything you're all doing before you set off up the mountain?
Checking to make sure there isn't anything in the woods nearby.
Oh, go on.
Oh no, you go on first. I was just making sound there.
Make me a perception, Potoo.
Perception. That is a 17.
You don't see any track marks of any basilisks nearby, so you feel like you should be fine.
Well, that's good. We should be able to travel safely.
before we set off, I might even say the Waffleberg might wake up a little bit earlier to do this as well. But he will, for himself, by using the right tool for the job for Artificer, he will basically make himself a set of like climbing tools, if that is a thing that you allow, just to assist in climbing. Um, Seeing as he does have a robotic arm, so
Yeah,
a horizontal climb won't be as easy for him. So he does make himself like a set of tools to kind of counteract that.
that's fine.
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
Um, Also, just for like maybe aesthetic reasons, he switches out Wilhelm's little feetsies for like claws to help with the climbing for him as well, just for aesthetic reasons.
Okay. So, as you all get your tools sorted out and ready, I am actually looking up to see what creatures could possibly live up here.
Isn't there like a dragon?
There are dragons, but that's more towards the Masia.
Oh yeah, you are right. Yeah, because that's like Demacian Freljord shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, as you all get ready to climb up this mountain, are you taking the road or are you just trying to climb up as you can go?
Waffleberg would like to take road. It is safer option, in fact, that we do not fall, and not going to lie, the majority of us are not climbers by nature. We are not Delris. Um, well, anybody else got anything?
Your road
We
sounds
fly,
good.
so I'm fine with either one.
Okay, so if you're just going to go that way, that's fine. I am just having to quickly note something because I spotted something that technically could be seen here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, yes, the
Things like
majestic mountain rabbit, peaceful of creatures that will never fuck over the party.
that. So, as you take the road to go upwards, it's going to take you roughly a day to get up to the higher peaks where you can travel across. So on the way there, I'm going to roll something. Okay.
On the road again. Oof.
Like a few hours in, you start to feel it getting a bit colder, a bit cooler up in here. Mainly because you're getting higher up. And as you do so, roll me a perception.
Yay.
Right? Perception. I always feel like I have to remind you to roll, Rebecca.
I feel like at this point, Mariah just
It's
has
just
true
that
sight.
I always close it by accident, so
Aye.
then I have to load it back up.
So, Kuiper, you're still flicking through the book, just trying to make sure that the bolt spell's in there.
oh, this is going to be a disaster.
Everyone else, you see tracks on the ground.
Hmm.
Small little claw prints.
What shall I roll to see if I can tell what it is, maybe?
A nature.
Oh, goody. Nature. That's one of my worst ones, but we'll see.
A 16.
Waffleberg will roll to 17 as well.
Okay. You both struggle for a little bit before you realize you've seen footprints like these before. You recognize
Hmm.
these to be the footprints of a species called a Dracolops.
Why have we stopped? It is cold and my fingers are complaining.
Your fingers are paging through a book. How are you complaining about it?
Did you say a
Grumble puts the
Draakmuaroc?
book away.
Yes, a Draakmuaroc.
Isn't that what Scarl is?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Good. Just trying to make sure that I actually know what we're talking about here.
You're under 1 point higher
Waffleberg.
than Potoo. I will give you this information, Waffleberg. You know the species is generally herbivorous. They generally don't eat meat.
Oh well, good. We are good. These are checks of the mighty jackalopes. Jackalopes. God. Potato. You say word. Okay, don't say a word, Potato. The mighty Draakmuarocs. They only eat Herberts.
I'll eat her.
Are any of you named Herbert? Oh no. Mariah, do you have any of your eggplants?
Is there an eggplant called Herbert up there?
My name's Herb. Does that count?
Name's
Oh,
Herb.
no.
I mean,
Potato, does a herbivore mean they eat herbs or do they eat Herberts?
what about no? They eat boys.
What?
Like Herbert boys. Like boys. I thought it was the last part of the word, not the start. Or is
Okay,
it all the
vor
word?
means to eat.
Is anyone
Herb
called
is
herbivore?
Herbert. To eat Herbert.
Oh, okay. These things work too. So you'd know that. You know that herbivorous would mean they eat plants. So that would mean pretty much any of the eggplant people would be game.
Do the eggplant people need oxygen?
They do seem to be a bit slower than normal.
Okay. Yes. Yes, because there's definitely a difference in their intelligence marks. Just, Mariah, keep them in your hair, and we won't have any issue. Especially
They're not
you,
going to come
Herb.
out anytime soon, are they?
And as you
This is assuming that it doesn't smell them.
Why do you have to add logic to this, Potato? The moment you say it, it's gonna happen.
quick question.
They didn't know they could do that, but now if they're watching us, they do.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As you've been discussing this, have you been just stood in one place discussing this, or have you been moving up discussing this?
Assume that we were moving.
Yeah, Waffleberg is moving. He is not standing still. Even if everybody else is standing still, he's moving back and forth.
In that case,
But
let me roll this.
they see you rolling, they fearing. Gotta roll that 1d4. Gotta roll that 1d4.
Waffleberg. As you're just looking back at them occasionally, just talking about this, you stand in something wet.
Ew.
It's not what I think it is it?
I don't know, is it?
Potato, is it?
I suppose Potoo will look down at your foot.
He is standing in a pool of blood and viscera.
Oh, that's significantly better than what I thought.
So I'd looked as yet. Did you actually look at your feet?
No, Waffleberg is looking at his feet now.
Yes, there does seem to be a half-eaten corpse of one of those creatures at the ground. The Draakmuarocs.
Oh.
Well,
Poor
there's something
thing.
out
It's
here
been
eating.
did you say it? Why did you say it?
You said it too. Don't ask me.
I know. But now we've both said it. Mariah, could you come here for a second?
Yeah.
The moment that Mariah steps up, Waffleberg is just going to wipe his claws off on her pants and then just continue walking. If we pay it no mind and no attention, nothing bad will happen, yes?
There's
Yes, we will
nothing
not
on
get
my
snuck
pants.
upon.
Exactly.
So, as you carry on, you'll eventually get to a point where night will start to fall, and you can look around to see if there's any ideal camping spots.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's a perception.
Yes.
Go on then.
Waffleberg thinks that this massive hole filled with red fire stuff is good spot to camp.
Potoo, you pull him away from the lava pit just in time.
I would like to state that Waffleberg has an intelligence score of 18, but his wisdom is very low. Actually, that's a lie. His wisdom's apparently 17. Waffleberg's just crazy.
You do see what seems to be a large rock outcropping with a shelter underneath. Well, room enough to shelter underneath it for the night. But you will need to do watches.
That's fine.
Again, I would like to state that we literally have a never sleeping automaton by the name of Wilhelm.
That is true. That is true. And he can do alarms, if I recall. So, are you all relying it down on Wilhelm?
I can stay up all night,
Okay.
despite the terrible
Waffle-
perception.
Waffleberg will stay up as well, despite that, because he doesn't sleep often. He just does drugs, and he is doing drugs as Wilhelm is just rolled up, but like his head still kind of peeking out in the pangolin fashion, as his just crimson eyes are just looking upon the beyond.
So, as Potoo and Mariah and Delris go to get some rest, Kuiper and Waffleberg, roll me some perceptions. Waffleberg, roll it with advantage because of
Sweet
Wilhelm.
Sweet. Knew he'd come in handy at some point. Ah, hot damn, that's a natural 20.
Kuiper, you think you hear a bit of clicking from somewhere.
Twitch.
Waffleberg, you hear it too. It definitely sounds like the sounds of claws and scales. Then you see some drool starting to drip down from on top the rock, just hitting the ground in front of you.
Okay.
With dark vision, what does this look like?
You can't see the creature unless you peek out from under the rock.
Ah, that's a good point.
Yes, that is a very good point.
I will peek.
Okay. As you peek, it is going to roll to see if it spots you.
Waffleberg will peek as well, with Wilhelm being behind him, ready to pull him back.
In that case, you two roll me a stealth to to see if you get spotted or not.
Come on!
Oh no.
Probably just see a pair of ears just pop out for a second. Damn it.
Oh.
Waffleberg's head just completely out.
Get in!
I imagine it's just like
Drags
Kuiper
him.
just slowly starts to peek out. Hears a growl, thinks it spotted him, then looks over and just sees Waffleberg just kind of walked out from under the rock.
Where is it? Hold on. Oh, there it is.
You see what seems to be. At first, it looks like a large canid, until you start to spot the scales, and the teeth, and the claws. And then it starts to look decidedly a lot more like a dragon. You two can roll me a nature.
Cool. What is it with me and dog things?
Oh my god.
Kuiper, it's a puppy.
Puppy.
Too bad.
It's the biggest puppy.
As you know, Kuiper, you think it is one of the Dracolops. You think this is a Dracolops for some reason.
It's just another skull. We will be fine.
Waffleberg, however, with that 19, this is a Drakehound.
Why?
They are a species of wingless, wolf-sized carnivores that lurk in the mountains around Noxus. Generally considered to be pack hunters, distant relatives of dragons, much favoured in Noxus as war beasts, guard creatures, herding animals, and pets.
So, knowing this, and Waffleberg being Waffleberg, and I imagine it's staring directly at Waffleberg.
It is now, yes.
Yeah, Waffleberg's just gonna look at Kuiper. Not a Dracolope! Not a Dracolope! Ah, the herbivore! And
He takes his
Waffleberg
glasses off and
looking at
starts cleaning them.
looking at Kuiper, looking at the Drakehound, looking at Kuiper, looking back up at the Drakehound. What's that over there?
Are you attempting to distract it?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a deception.
Oh, please work. Please work. Because if not, I'm fucked. That's a 24.
It does decide to look over.
Waffleberg is sprinted off running now.
So, are you sprinted off down back where you came, or further onwards?
The further onto the path. Further onto the path. Waffleberg's just like, I'll see you guys down there.
Where Waffleberg pointed, I will cast Dancing Lights.
Okay, it does seem distracted by the dancing lights.
And I'll just have the lights move away.
Yep, it hops off from the rock and starts to follow the lights.
That Wilhelm has woken up the other three very quietly just by rolling them as that happens, but Waffleberg is gone. He is just sprinted off. He's just like, no!
So, as Wilhelm goes to wake the other two, they manage to wake up Potoo. Potoo, you feel yourself being nudged awake by a small metallical pangolin that you know was Wilhelm. It also goes to nudge Delris awake. Goes to try and nudge Mariah awake. Looks to you three that are still there. Shrugs.
Oh, Mariah's gone. Of course.
Roll me a perception.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Too busy waving his hands around.
I would like to state probably disadvantage, or I'm just not going to even roll. I'm too far down the path. Just like, no.
So, Potoo. At first you start to worry, thinking that she may have been dragged off, as you do see like a blood smear on the ground from where she was sleeping. Then you remember, no wait, she had blood on her pants because Waffleberg wiped it off. You just see Mariah still asleep, a bit further down the path, with one of the Dracolops just head stuck in her hair, just eating the little eggplants.
Who will go over to Mariah? He'll shoo the Dracolops away and wake Mariah up.
Yep. Mariah, you're woken up.
Good morning.
It's still nighttime.
Yeah, it's still
Good
nighttime.
night.
As she falls asleep, the Alari's carrying her.
Are you falling back
Nighttime
asleep?
is sleep time.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
So
It just passes her.
So, Waffleberg, you watch as the hound is lured away. At this point, you can return back to the camp.
It doesn't help that Waffleberg is high off his ass on puff right now because he always does before he goes to bed.
Do
So
not
it's just
start
like
following the lights as well, please.
Waffleberg just makes a U-turn, comes back to camp. Ow! Hold on, lungs pumping, blood shooting. What's hi?
Welcome back.
Are we alive?
Stop doing drugs.
No.
Fine.
Thank you
That
for
was an
respecting
easy
my
up.
Thank you for respecting my decisions in life. Anyways, is it gone?
Just points in the
Seems so.
direction. I'm not sure.
You
Now,
hear,
what was it?
you hear a howl, and then several more claws come racing outwards. Racing straight past you, following what seemed to be the alpha, which you led away. Then moments later, you hear a few screams of Dracolops.
What did you
Uh,
cast?
Did you tinker with my spell book?
Uh, no? Wait, what did you cast?
Dancing lights?
Did I make a weaponized form of dancing lights?
So just to clarify,
I
what
am a
happened for people who
god. It's either that or there's something possibly more terrifying and giant out there in the woods. Either way, I don't want to be destroyed by my own spell or by whatever that is. So let's run.
That is the smart thing to do.
Delris will go back and pick up a sleeping Mariah.
If we are running, he'll carry on casting it for as long as possible.
Roll me a intelligence check.
Okay.
I'll give you that. Like, it wasn't a really bad roll. You
It
feel
was
like
a
you
3.
don't need to keep... Well, it wasn't 5 or below. Like, this is quite an
Fair play.
obvious thing, given you heard the scream. You feel like you don't need to carry on casting it because you inadvertently led him to a new prey. So they've
Judging from the
already
fact
found
that
a
they're
meal.
running away.
There is absolutely something bigger out there. Let us leave.
So, as you carry on running through the night, eventually dawn breaks. Unfortunately, that does mean that you didn't get too much rest last night. I'm not going to put you on exhaustion one because some of you did manage to get some rest at least, but not enough to get any major spell slots back or anything like that.
I was actually going to say, isn't that because didn't we rest at the cabin?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be our first night?
It's been a while since then.
Yeah. There's like, yeah, because you had the nights where you stepped at the cabin down there, and then you had another night up here because that was another day's worth of travel coming up the mountain.
Yeah, but it's a whole night without rest is not enough to give exhaustion.
Is
It's
it not?
2, is I think it's 2 nights. I think you can last a night without. Hold on.
I think if you've been traveling, you kind of do need the rest after like 16 hours.
That could be it. I could be
Let me just
forgetting
check
that.
this. It's okay.
I mean, it's mostly up to the GM anyway, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, it very much is. I'm just because I remember a lot of times in Devil Darlings, which is why I'm like, am I? Because I want to get my facts straight.
Oddly enough,
Fair play.
it doesn't say travel-wise, so I guess it is up to the thing. I would have said if it was just a normal straight road on the ground, yeah, it'd take you like a couple of days before exhaustion sets in. But this was going up a mountain with Phoenyrie.
That's fair.
So you're obviously going to get a bit more tired as you go up that.
And like I said, I apologize. I'm not meaning to backseat DM. I was just wanting to make sure that I understood what was going on.
Don't worry, it's fine. It's better to get the rules set out and clarified. So, as you're traveling along today, along the mountain ridge, let me just move these two icons, because you'd be more here-ish now, actually on the ridge. It's at this point when you all feel like you should be trying to keep an eye out for anywhere a small hermit could live, because as you look at the map, you see that you'd be coming up to the marked area for learning. I believe this one was smite.
Yeah.
Mm.
So roll me some perceptions.
Perceptive.
With disadvantage, correct?
I haven't rolled higher than
No,
11
you get
10 today.
no.
Oh, no, I have.
It'd be just a straight up perception.
Oh, okay.
I suppose it would be disadvantage if we had something like fog or bad weather.
Well,
Yeah. It's
exhaustion.
no. I said that you didn't get an exhaustion because you did get some sleep.
My mind is all over the place. I apologize
It's
again.
And just for
You are
clarity
becoming
as well,
one with the waffle.
yeah, just for clarity as well, the weather is clear and fine, and you all have quite a nice view around of the place.
Lovely.
Like right, literally from up here, you can actually see Piltover. So we'll wait to see what a Mariah rolls, because probably wait.
Is Mariah
While
still
they wait.
asleep?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. No,
Yeah,
Mariah would have woken up. By now.
Wow. That's why I wasn't rolling. I was like, Mariah's still probably snoring.
Delris would have
Oh,
woken
no.
you up.
I'm no longer at the top of the mountain. I forgot to wish for a sandwich. Damn it.
Just
So,
takes one look at Piltover. It is wonderful to be reminded of death.
so as you all look around, Waffleberg, you're right. Just keep darting to the landmarks. Just Piltover, Noxus. You can even see the Massia from where you are. Just its large walls looming in the distance. You not quite clear enough to see Shurima because that is still somewhat of a distance away.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see all of that nice landmarks. Kuiper, you think you see what seems to be an old hovel, like an old shack, somewhere down the road, just off the beaten path.
Squint.
Potoo, you see something else. You look to Piltover and Zorn, and then just beyond that to the ocean. You see something erupt, not from Bilgewater, but from where I'm pinging on the map.
Oh Lord, you're pinging somewhere. Show me. Do it again.
I'm rapidly pinging it.
Yes, over there.
Yep. You see
I
what
can
seems to be
see.
a large spectral green eruption come from the Shadow Isles. And a chill runs down your spine. And the voices in the sword call out to you. He is awakening. He is making his move.
Just like me. I just woke up.
You don't know what the sword is saying.
I'm sleeping.
Why are you shouting Tristana? So yes, you see a large eruption and the sword is whispering, he is awakening. He is making his move.
And mentally, Potoo is like, remind me to ask you who he is later.
The king.
out of character. I think I know what you're talking about. But Potoo's like, there are billions of dead kings. You'll have to be more specific.
The King of the Isles.
You're going to make me look up history stuff, aren't you?
This would be way before you would know about it, unfortunately.
Mm.
But outer character-wise, yes, they are talking about the Rune King. But given that none of the Sword's inhabitants were nobles or anyone in the army, they wouldn't have permission to call him by his actual name. They only knew him as the King.
Tristan! It's what the soul says. It's his first name.
Yes, the King Tristan.
Yeah, no, it is. He's the one that the sword about the lovers is talking about. The two items about the two lovers that could never be together. That's the Ruined King and his wife.
The Rune King, his name's Viego.
Yeah, that's not his only name though.
Ah.
The character that they talk about in that story is also him. I think Viego's his last name actually,
Huh.
but the soul yells out the name that it knows him by.
I did not know that. There
Yep,
we go,
that's why like there's that super high pitched Tristan when he pulls the soul out.
There we go then. We have learned something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
seeing as we've stopped, Potoo, are you a?
Mm.
Are you okay?
Yes. I seen something a little odd. A bit further away.
I think I need no glasses.
Yeah, you can take my second pair. Waffleberg hands him a second pair of spectacles.
Potoo, what do your bird eyes see?
Special eyes.
So, Kuiper, you're the one that has found the shack.
Either way, there is a shack ahead. Is it like almost time for rest, or is it just?
No, it's not even midday yet, I'd say.
Okay.
So, are you all heading over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Raya, you've been put down at this point of being made to walk yourself. You're not being carried.
Not fair.
you, just Delris, let's see. You're not a child. Come on.
Might be older than a lot of people here, but I'm still small.
You might be older than a lot of people here. Just Kuiper looks at you, the actual oldest one of the group.
Twitch.
So,
Not the oldest here.
as you all approach the shack, roll me perceptions.
Oh, it's another 21.
Okay.
We're getting there.
It's getting there slowly but surely. I mean, you beat someone on perception this time again.
Woo!
So, as you all approach, you hear a growl come from behind you.
Mm.
And as you turn, you see the Drake Hound again. Having followed the scent of the blood on Mariah's pants. And it just stands there growling at you all.
Sorry, did you say another Drake Hound?
Is it just standing growling?
You'd recognize it from the scars and the markings to be the
Ah.
same one you saw last night.
Friends, we have been tracked.
And as it slowly starts to make its way towards you, you hear the door slam open from the shack. Someone in a purple and gold robe rushes forward, thrusting their hand outwards. You see what seems to be a course of yellow energy, almost like a lightning bolt, strike outwards and smash into this hound, sending it reeling back. And the figure will look to you look to you 5. Be like, get inside, I can deal with this.
Waffleberg will not. Yeah, Waffleberg will go inside.
Waffleberg will not. Actually, no, Waffleberg will.
Right.
I'm sorry, I just imagine it as being Waffleberg starting to walk forward towards the hound before turning full 180 on the ball of his foot. They're just walking in. Waffleberg will fight. Waffleberg will go inside. Are the rest of you going inside, or are the rest of you going to attempt to help?
Inside.
Kuiper is probably watching this guy do his thing.
The two would kind of want to watch at the same time. I'm curious.
So you'll hear 2 of you enter at least. I'm going to say Delris will enter as well. He'll just proceed forward as the beast starts to get back to its feet. He'll just stare it down before it backs away. And just runs back towards where you did the lights last night. Where you presume they've made their nest for the night. And he'll turn back to you 2. It's a good job that it managed to listen to reason. Sometimes these things tend to still charge anyway, and then I gotta put them down.
Kuiper claps a few times. Goes, very impressive, friend.
The more impressive thing would be if they weren't up here and people started looking after their pets, but still. What brings
Yes,
you?
it is quite a shame.
They belong to someone?
They used to. Some hunter up here from Noxus used to keep them around. Then he stopped feeding them because he thought it'd be a wise idea to stop feeding them, you know. Have them as a ravenous hunting pack that can take down my enemies. Yeah, don't do that with pets you don't train too well. They'll turn around and literally bite the hand that feeds. Or doesn't feed in this case.
Looks worriedly to the mass amounts of pets the party has.
The monkey stir just quickly hides a knife and fork. So what brings you lot up here?
We were suggested to come visit you because apparently you can teach us a skill.
And who told you that? I just love the cut-off nature of that. I'm just imagining Waffleberg pops his head out from the window where it's got those like closing in and out slat things. Just goes and then it slammed back into him.
It's like a perfectly cut scream.
Pretty much.
What was that, Waffleberg? Say that again.
I'm going to reopen the window. Bob.
Was their name Bob? I thought it was
I believe their name was Rel.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah, well, oh my god, you guys don't understand. Like, you know, we go into Noxus and you're like, oh yes, Rel sent us. We're all going to die. You know that, right?
Are we in
Noxus
Noxus?
right now.
I mean, technically, this is still somewhat of Noxus grounds, but
Exactly. Why is it
Oh,
that the
indeed.
only person in the shady part of the world is the only person that understands this? Actually, never mind. I just stated why.
at the same time, I don't really have any loyalties to Noxus.
Cool. I already like you better than the last person.
Good news, I suppose.
Yes, Rel's a good kid. She does what she can to protect these lands. So I guess the saying is, a friend of Rel is a friend of mine as long as you're not lying about this anyway.
Waffleberg never lies.
He's inciting you. Nat 20.
Well, we can say that.
I mean, Waffleberg. Yeah, no, he does lie quite often, but at the same time, I think it's very evident that Waffleberg's he's a lot.
He just looks at Waffleberg and says, Waffleberg never lies. Then looks to you two, Potoo and Kuiper.
Kuiper's just nodding. He lies.
I can
Potoo's
tell. He's got that.
Potoo just shrugs.
I hate to be that person, but he does have that Sonite smell to him.
It's called Turks. He holds out a vial of buffer. You want some?
No, I quit the habits years ago.
Ah, well, he just drinks the entire Kims.
It's lying at least.
Just a hard squint from all three eyes of Kuiper. And
Look, to non-Zonites, this is bad. To actual Zonites, this shit is literally life.
he'll look to you all and be like, well, we should get inside then before anything else starts to go down.
Probably clean Mariah's pants of that blood, too.
Delris is already doing so.
Thank goodness.
So as he heads inside, takes a seat at the table. Those that are inside have all probably got on an eye for this already. Those, you two that are just entering, you see various trinkets lining the shack. And those of you that are more well-travelled, such as Potoo, you'd recognise various trinkets from around the world in here.
Oh.
You'd recognise some technology from Piltover, some small little artifacts from Shurima, a wanted poster from
Waffleberg.
Bilgewater. Go on,
You
Sansa.
travel around.
Waffleberg ain't even looking at the stream artifacts.
He'll just look to you and be like, well, I used to. One of those awkward things, really. The name's Jeremiah, by the way.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
No, that wasn't a bullfrog.
I think that's a children's song.
Uh,
Well, mate, I am Kuiper. That is Waffleberg and
Kuiper.
Don't
I'm gonna
call
say
me
that
Potato.
you would be the one to most likely know this. Roll a history on him.
let's go. I swear to God.
You just look at him, you squint your eyes.
Oh.
You look at him, you squint your eyes. Papa? You just like look to you, just like to stare before looking to the rest of you. So, Riel sent you here to learn my trick then.
Yes.
Is your trick the shooty yellow laser thing?
Yes, it helps keep beasts and monsters away.
Is there a blue version?
And a red version, yes.
Oh, nice. I do like red lasers.
But they're the more advanced type. To get to those, you have to learn the basics first.
Hmm.
It's... how best to even try and do this, because Just looking over at some of you don't seem to be able to cast magic yourselves anyway.
I mean, is focus needed? Waffleberg could very easily make focus for others.
A focus could help, yes. I should have some stuff in the back to help with that from the old days. So no need for you to try and make any. I should have some spare.
Oh, okay.
And he will open up a small door in the back. Seems to be quite a few more trinkets in there. Mainly from a place none of you really seem to recognize. Seems to be some kind of ancient halls, just like pictures of some kind of ancient building with large pillars outside.
Oh, is this the one
What?
that was retconned? Sad now.
Yes, out character-wise, yes. This is the hall of the hall of summoners, the Institute of Summoners.
Yeah.
And he will gather a few items up for heading back out to you all. So, 5 of you then, unless there's others travelling that haven't arrived here yet.
Not to our knowledge.
No, not to our knowledge. That being said, there is. Hold on. Technically there is 6, yes. But the 6 will not be here. But she can learn from her sister.
Well, if it's through a focus, then it should be able to be used by both if they just trade it off. I would give you a 6th one, but quite frankly put, these are limited resources nowadays. And he will lay 5
No,
orbs on
that
the
that is
table.
quite fine.
These are what we call summoner pearls. They were used to back in the olden days. Back when, well, me and others of my kin, we used to be more frequent around here. We used to have our own small institutes where, uh, well, you don't want to hear about the old days. But these
I
things can
do,
be.
but if it causes you some distress, maybe not.
How old? Like back in season 2?
Waffleberg, stop doing drugs.
No, Waffleberg will not stop doing drugs. Waffleberg.
Waffleberg remembers back when you was even a character. Waffleberg remembers back when before even Lulu was a character.
Oh man! To
And
to
you have
those
been
who
nerfed,
don't
and you have
know,
been nerfed.
to those who don't understand, back in old League lore, the player was actually a part of the lore. We were deemed summoners, and the
Yeah.
summoners summoned these characters. But when they did their refix for the lore, they decided to make the entire world. But in order to do that, they got rid of the summoners, which is sad for characters like Fiddlesticks, who is the only character to have ever killed a summoner.
Yep.
Yep, keeping in mind that summoners are players, Fiddlesticks was so powerful that according to League lore, he broke out of the game and killed a player.
In this lore thingy, just to make these characters work, some of that has been retooled and that lot and such. So these aren't players that have entered the world.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's the classic summoner.
yeah. But he will motion to the pearls and be like, back when we used to summon, I guess you could call them simulacras or copies of the more renowned people of this world. We used to equip them with one of these just to help them store certain spells and abilities that they normally wouldn't have.
Waffleberg will look at Kuiper. Am I a simulacrum?
I genuinely looks at him. That is for you to find out. Okay, you are not gonna calm down. It's okay.
Cool. I have 18 intelligence, but I'm high as a kite right now, so we'll see how these go.
Am I a simulacrum? Just devolves, becomes form. So as he looks to you all, just out of confusion. So I can charge these with the smite spell. Just to grant you access to it. It's maybe a one a day kind of situation, but who knows, it may be able to save your life.
That's a reasonable cooldown.
Just give me a moment to channel my energy into these. After all, there aren't that many of us left, and those of us that are left, we decided to take one of each of those spells into heart and mind. This is the point where I have to look this up, because I forgot how many summoner spells there actually are.
There's quite a few. Meanwhile, however, Ranna's got a sword that can quite literally use Undying Grasp.
Okay, so there are technically 12 spells.
Yeah.
So you will look to you. There are only me and 11 others left at the moment. They are scattered around Valorant. So if you need to find the others, I guess I could help you locate some of the others.
That would be appreciated, friend.
Do you have a map handy?
Yes, he says, taking out another PB&J. No, wait, hold on.
Delris lays the map out. Very well. I see that you've already had marked on there the Flash summoner. I believe that one was Flash anyway.
Nuts.
So,
Yes.
let me load up the map of Runeterra so I can scroll through here to find some interesting little places to drop off some others.
So, is this guy a summoner?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was having you try to roll for to see if you recognized it, because since you're the oldest one here, character-wise, you'd be the one to most likely recognize it.
Whoa, how old is Kuiper? I'm assuming for the no answer that that's something I will have to find out.
2 years.
2 years, but one of those years was many, 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 many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, up here in the Freljords, and I believe that would be here-ish, so that technically doesn't have any lore on that mountain, so that's fine. You will find a person you will find a summoner that will be able to help you learn the spell Mark.
Speaking of marks, are you oh, nope, yep, I see them now.
Yep. Down
So
here.
you are marking where we can find Mark to learn Mark.
How did you know his name?
Good question.
Waffleberg's just like,
The funniest part is, on the actual universe map, it shows more of the world than this map does here. So I'm able to restrict myself to places that are only shown on this map on Roll20?
Ah,
I believe because this is the primary continent.
Yeah.
And the others are ones that have yet to be like used in the story, like a big part of the story. Which is kind of sad.
Just here, off the coast of Targon and Shurima, in a small town called Orma, there lies another one of my kin who will be able to teach you heal.
forgive me for asking, what are your kind and how do I join them?
Uh, well, our races were diverse and from all around Valoran. We call ourselves the Summoners. As for how you join us, unfortunately you don't, little one. Are kind of long since gone to the way of the, well, to the annuals of time, really.
Mm,
We're,
They became evil and toxic.
yes, the corruption that was within our ranks was, oof, either way. This next one may be tricky for you to find. He will make a mark. Yeah, the great get good catalyst. He will make the last mark that he knows of. Here. I really hope he survived, but if he did, you will find him down there at the edge of Icafia.
No.
And he will
From
teach
the sounds of it, Waffleberg does not like that.
you teleport. The others, I'm not too sure of. The others may remember their locations more than I can. Oh, yeah, I trust that won't be too much of an issue.
Hmm.
I was imagining it's still like the screwed up Waffleberg face, just after seeing a cafe come up. Just like, no, no.
The Waffleberg shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Especially who? Waffleberg, do you need a toilet?
No, maybe.
There's a bush outside.
That is. That
Waffleberg,
last one may not
think of the
be
pies.
pie. But no, in all seriousness, so that if we are looking for these people, that last one should be last.
Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
yes, it is quite the dangerous one. He was there before, well, he was there before the corruption of Icafia spread to the of the void spread to all of Icafia.
Turns out it's just Dorian.
I mean, then he will look to you all. The charging should be done on the orbs now.
Much appreciated, friend.
For those of you that cast spells, it should be as easy as just how you do so with them. Just a verbal component points in the right direction. Just keeping in mind which spell you're wanting to use. At the moment of time, it shouldn't be too difficult, given there is only one spell in there, but these can hold up to 2 spells. Well, they can hold more, but they can only be 2 active at a time. I believe the best way to describe it is, are any of you wizards?
Yes.
Do you know,
Looks to Waffleberg.
do you know, like, you have to choose which spells you want to use each day?
Most definitely.
It's kind of like that. When it comes dawn or whenever you wake up, You have to choose which of the 2 spells you want to select for that day.
I don't know what we're talking about. I just became a wizard like 3 days ago.
I just realised why. I'm just imagining as Waffleberg says that, Waffleberg just started to pull out the pages.
Nothing in this page that says anything about that moon man.
Someday I will teach you.
Let me
Not
just...
today.
Kuiper, roll me perception.
Alrighty.
Each time I've...
Ah!
I love the fact that just each time I call on you to do a roll, I hear the pain in your voice before you've even rolled it.
Give me your glasses. Oh, I did put the right glasses on.
Didn't I give you something to help with your rolls
No.
for perception?
No.
What was it the thing I gave you for the Christmas episode?
Bunchy's Veil.
Oh yeah, shit. Who was it who I gave the thing to then where he could have an extra, where he could have advantage on a perception? I forgot. I think that might have been in the Saturday game.
What's the word?
Yeah, I think it was the Saturday.
So, Kuiper, as you're watching Waffleberg with a bit of a scowl on your face because of the lost pages, you don't notice the window slowly being opened behind you until you feel something grab you by the scruff of your robes and pull you out of the window.
What?
Wait, what? What?
Even though somebody gets up at this point and tosses the rest of you your orbs, takes Kuiper's orb and his own and rushes outside.
Dude just goes out the window.
And as you do so, you see the alpha of the pack return, dragging Kuiper off towards the rest of the pack.
Oh, hey. Would you like some more lights?
Use the weaponized lights. Use the weaponized lights. Waffleberg says, running after the wolves. Wilhelm is just trying to keep up as Waffleberg is just like, give me back my moon man.
There's somebody just looks to you all as he races after him as well. I've already used up my use of it today, but maybe this is a good chance for you all to zone. And he hands you all an orb. He is going to have to try and toss you with the orb, however, Kuiper. So get ready with a deck save to try and catch.
Oh no.
It's
Just barely.
Yep, just about barely does it. Like, it's a shit throw, but it's also a shit catch, which somehow manages to be like, fine.
Just like tossing between 2 hands for a few seconds. Ah!
Like he trips mid-throw.
Pretty much. He trips me throw and it somehow still manages to roll fast enough to Kuiper. So, what are you all going to do with them?
Can I use it immediately?
Yes.
Does it have a damage type?
It does, but for just these circuit purposes, given I haven't rolled out the actual stats for these things yet.
That is fair. I'll be honest, I was going to have him get way ahead of himself and try and change the element.
There doesn't actually seem to be too much of an element to these yet.
Oh, that's fair.
It's just pure energy at the moment. It's when it goes to the other ones, when it gets more of an element, where it can either be the challenging smite, where it gets a bit of fire damage, or the chilling smite, where it's cold.
Ooh.
So, as you point the orb towards this thing, as it's carrying you off, just a bolt
Look
of
at
energy.
light.
It looks down to the orb, just like its eyes dart down to it. And then the bolt just shoots it in the face, and it drops you. And it just turns around snarling as it does so, getting ready to race back towards you.
Oh dear.
Mm.
As it does,
Yeah.
Waffleberg. Oops, sorry. Go on ahead.
Well, Potoo is technically flying because that's his fastest mode of transportation. I was going to totally say
Yep.
he probably lands on the things back after Kuiper does that and digs his claws in and just blasts it in the head with his own.
Yep. As it's just about to try and race forward, Kuiper, you see Potoo land on its back. And he lets out a scream of pain, looks up at Potoo, and just gets another blast in the face. Just heavy scars showing on one side of its face where it's been blasted several times now. And it tries to shake you off, Potoo.
I'm going to roll a strength to see if I can stay on then.
Okay. Opposite strength checks. Oof, that's a bad strength roll on it.
17.
You stay on. It starts to let out howls as if to get the rest of the pack ready.
As he opens his mouth,
Mhm.
Waffleberg, with his mechanical arm, he's going to hold his mechanical arm and he's going to cast Tasha's Caustic Brew into his mouth.
Okay. What does that spell do?
I will copy and paste it for you.
Thank you. I love how everyone's using like the smite thingy to show it off. Waffleberg comes up. I will use magic, actual magic. Okay, 30 feet long and 5 feet wide. Each creature in the line must succeed on a dex saving throw or be covered in acid. Uh,
I mean,
Tastes like bad decisions.
he is, to be fair, he is holding it straight up into the creature's mouth. So, like, his mechanical arm is just like right in front of the dude's mouth.
yep.
Gotta hope it doesn't eat through and get two.
I would say Kuiper, you'd be fine. Potoo, you will need to roll. Just because of splashback.
Is it again a dexterity?
It is
Yeah.
dexterity. I do have full faith that you'll be able to make it.
Oh, yeah. That's one of my best saving throws.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a natural 20.
I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for it to be like, oh, yeah, no, that's one of my best saving throws. That's an at one.
It does need to make the saving throw as well, though.
Yep. Uh, 22.
Alrighty. It succeeds. It is not covered in the acid.
Well, I was gonna say, with that net 20, Potoo,
Mhm.
not only do you avoid the splash, you use one of your claws to dig into its neck to open its mouth further. So it's gonna have disadvantage on its save.
Sweet.
Still a 20.
Didn't really help much, did it? Waffleberg, realizing that the acid did not stick, will pull his metal prosthetic back, and he will go ahead and smack the creature's face with the orb. I don't know how to use this.
You just smack it across the face with the orb. You're just like.
That didn't work.
This magically goes off.
Delris will activate hers to zap it. Mariah,
Yes.
are you using yours?
Yes.
Yep. So you use yours at the same time as Delris. Potoo, upon seeing
Mhm.
these coming, you hop off its back and it goes flying backwards. Uh, Waffleberg, I will allow you a. Would this be intelligence or wisdom? I'd say it's being intelligence to work this out after seeing everyone else use it.
Alrighty, come on. I've got 18 intelligence. What's the
Saying what's the worst that could happen is something that invokes that good sir.
I was about to say that kind of trailed off then. What's the.
Now, technically, I rolled a 5, but if you know what the modifier for an 18 is, that means I actually rolled a 1.
Oh.
So I'm still just beating it with the ball. It's like, this is magic.
With that nat 1, you race up to it at the pack. Just open its mouth up and shove the orb in it.
Waffleberg, no.
The orb. No, we
It's
have
a
to
magical
kill
item.
it.
I can probably replicate it later down the line.
It's just when you just shove it in, just like, choke on it! Choke on it!
Choke on the orbs. Waffleberg is just going to, like, while he's still alive, he's just going to grapple out of the creature's maw, holding the maw shut. Just like, ha!
That will be an opposed strength check.
Oh,
Well,
that's Waffleberg's worst. That's a natural 20.
Yep, even with that 23, it just got. You are managed to hold it close. Yep.
You're using your
also
metal arm.
You also see a face plant from. Not a face plant, a face palm from the summoner too.
I am doing magic!
He's just there like, those are rare and valuable artifacts.
I can make another!
You also see the rest of the pack start to descend on Waffleberg.
Oh, this is not good. Luckily, I'm grappling onto the big one, so I imagine the big one's just like trying to get me off as he's choking, and I'm just hanging on as the other ones are trying to assist, but he's just like going around. It's like a bucking bronco kind of situation, like
Pretty much,
somebody help!
pretty much, they're all trying to
Can I
snap
try?
at you, but each time they snap at you, it shakes its head and just moves you out the way.
Upon seeing the pack
And-
approach, Kuiper is going to start summoning meteors of various elements just around him.
So you all watch these bloody meteors just like crashing into these creatures.
No,
This-
they're just not yet.
Uh,
They're just kind of floating around him at the moment.
Okay. So as you see these meteors just
If you're
floating
wondering.
around. Mel's minute meteors. When you cast a spell, you expend one or two of the meteors, sending a streaker towards a point of your choice. That's actually quite a cool spell, I like that.
It's awesome.
So, you just watch Kuiper just get up and just start summoning these little meteors that's just like circling him. Kuiper,
Yep.
as you start to do this, I want you to roll me
No.
a perception.
No.
As you do this, these little things start to circle you. The world seems to go grey for a moment. Aside from a light emitting from the distance.
Ooh, which
the-
direction?
If you're facing northwards on the map, be like southwest from your location. Yep,
Wonderful.
you look and see a glowing light from Targon. What seems to be a large shape looming behind the mountain itself. And a voice calls out. So the little verbal likes to imitate greater things. I'll be keeping an eye on you, Moon Man.
Waffleberg, what have you summoned?
Waffleberg does not know what is going on.
And the color
Wait, do we all hear the voice, or is it just Kuiper?
it's just Kuiper. And color
Yeah,
returns to the
Waffleberg.
land. Kuiper, you're still just stood there staring towards Targon. Color returns and everyone just goes back into motion.
Somebody help!
Mm. Can I try to intimidate the pack?
Yeah, roll me an intimidation.
Mm.
They will need to make some wisdom saves, and given these are wild beasts, wisdom is not going to be a good stat for them.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the most durable frickin' wolf. Like, he's just choking on an orb. Just like.
Well, he is the pack leader. Oh, that's another nat. No, that one flees. That one backs away. That one backs away. That one backs away. That one backs away. That one also backs away because it still failed even with that 18. And the Alpha itself tries to run away while Waffleberg is still holding on to it.
Excuse me, Mr. Alpha. Could I have back the orb?
It just kind of stops its tracks, stares at you.
You are still holding its mouth, Waffleberg.
Oh, that is a good point. Waffleberg will kind of unlatch one of his arms and you'll hold onto its head instead of its mouth.
It spits the orb out at you.
Thank you. Waffleberg
And
will just jump off.
yellow energy hits you as it does so.
He sees.
The orb was not happy about
It does no damage to you. Because smite as it is at the moment only does damage to monsters and beasts.
Hey, I'm alive.
And it just races off. Someone who just
Waffleberg.
walks up, just picks up the orb, just wipes it clean. Also, it's like, oh, that was a disservice and an insult to everything I used to stand for.
Yeah, you get that a lot with me. You might want to give it to Moonman for safekeeping.
Heaven help you feed it to another creature.
Heaven help I feed you to another creature. Actually, heaven help that creature. Do you taste like chicken? Do we both taste like chicken?
That is a good question.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not willing to figure it out.
Oh my god.
From a certain person that used to come by during the old days, yes, your kind does taste like chicken.
Come here, potato.
If you try to eat me, I will give you indigestion and a knife through the gut.
On that subject as well, just be careful. Well, he looks to Mariah and Potoo. You two probably already know the stories of him giving you from Bilgewater.
Yeah.
As for you other three, just be careful if you ever cross paths with a talking catfish.
Yes, that guy.
You know, the river spirit.
I should have stayed in the hole. Life was simple in hole. Hole was nice. Why did Waffleberg have to be a nice guy?
Either way, they shouldn't come around here again for, well, not for some time anyway. And it seems like most Waffleberg of you learned how to use them. So that's good news at least.
Hopefully Waffleberg figures it out.
Oh, Waffleberg knows how to use it. Waffleberg defeated Alpha with it.
You
Like most great weapons, you cram it down their throats. It's how Waffleberg learned how to use a grenade.
Kuiper.
Yep.
You still got the meteor circle in you, don't you?
Yeah. I was gonna have him just fall to the floor with a very audible crack, and he snaps back to reality.
As you release them, they don't go downwards, they go upwards into the sky. And just a yoink enters your mind as it does so.
Oh, come on!
They're mine now.
Ironically, that's the second person to have stolen spells from Kuiper.
Yes, but the first one was only a little bird person in comparison to what's been stealing these ones.
I
Do I
mean,
have
yeah.
any idea what just happened?
Are they supposed to do that, Kuiper?
He shakes his head.
I mean, they are
Can I make a
meteorites.
roll?
What, sorry?
Can I make a roll to
History.
understand what the hell just happened?
History.
Oh god. Come on.
As you think to the vision that you just had. That shape behind the mountain was definitely a large dragon. And at this point, you're not even sure if it was just looming over the mountain, or if it was just perspective, and it was actually much further back and just looming over the planet itself.
So who knows anything about dragons?
I'm gonna roll a nature.
Hmm.
I rolled a 9. They giant lizards with wings and bad-tempered and lots and lots of
Complexes?
uh, yeah, they're like wumps, but reptilian.
Potoo and Mariah can roll me natures as well if you want to.
Sure.
God, how do I have an intelligence score of 18? How is this a thing?
21 for Potoo and Mariah. Do we still have a Rebecca with us?
Alright, it's just staring at the shiny orb.
Just play marbles with it. Yeah, you pretty much know that it's just giant reptiles, bad tempers, usually with wings. A lot of them live around Targon. And well, the main two areas where dragons seem to live are Targon and Demacia. Hell, Potoo and Mariah, you've quite literally seen dragons. You saw them in Ionia, if I recall.
Did we? Yes, I think that was a
Yes.
far view.
Yeah. So you have seen dragons technically. But you don't recall any of
There.
them that could be larger than a mountain. If Kuiper's revealing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't think of any that'd be larger than a mountain.
Mm. Whatever you've seen, it was much bigger than a normal dragon.
Noted. And do you know of any of them doing? He points up that.
Shall I roll something else to see if I've gotten any inkling into any other historical stuff, maybe?
I'm going to say history, but it's going to be one hell of a high DC because I
Could
don't think the
I?
Targons would reveal the existence of an Aurelian soul hiding under the
No,
mountains to
Aurelian.
any others.
Yeah, Aurelian soul's not a common, even to Targonians.
Yeah.
Most Targonians don't even know of him.
Like, the only reason Kuiper may have had some inkling of it is just from hearsay, even back in his old time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure a natural 20 doesn't fix that.
The only thing you can think of, Potoo, with that nat 20 is just some hearsay from Targon. That's about it. You may suspect just purely because you have heard of such things as Ascended. Not Ascended, that's Shurima. Or is it?
No, it's both.
Aspects. That's what I meant to say.
Aspects, but there are ascended as from Targon as well.
Yeah. You assume it could be like an Ascended or an aspect, maybe? Like a spirit of the mountain? Or a spirit of Targon itself?
That makes sense.
as he just looks to you all, watches the things rise up. Huh. That's not a good sign.
What isn't?
Gravity's normally supposed to go down, not up.
Magic.
I've got a few suspects in mind of who that could be. And then he just like kind of, even though he's still got his hood of the robe up over his head, he'll like cup his hand to his ear. I'm not hearing any annoying giggling, so we can rule one of those fears out.
Giggling.
Yes, for a second then I thought it'd be the aspect of Twilight.
Ew.
What is an aspect?
That would be a good thing to learn.
He'll just slowly look to you, Kuiper. You're from Targon, aren't you?
He nods but looks down, sort of like.
Aspects are those chosen by the gods of Targon to be their avatars, I guess would be the best way to put it. They're chosen.
Hmm.
There are quite a few of them, but the main four that come to mind are Leona, who is the chosen of the Solari and the aspect of the sun. Diana, who is the chosen of the Lunari, aspect of the moon. I'm assuming that upon mention of the Lunari and the Solari, there's a bit of a visible twitch from Kuiper.
Yeah.
There is Pantheon, but, well, we're not anyone. We're not even really sure if he's still around at this point. And there's the aspect of Twilight. And despite the fact you can't see his face, you can tell he's visibly grimacing underneath that hood. Zoe. She's looks to Mariah. Imagine her, from what I've seen of her, turned up to 15, given a whole bag of sugar, and then given the ability
Multiplied by 100.
to teleport through portals anywhere in any time.
That sounds fun.
It really isn't. It's fun if you are her, probably, but to anyone else, she's chaos.
I'm sure I get along with her.
I mean, tales of her are kind of infamous, such as that one time she took one of those elephant creatures and just shoved it through a portal into the middle of Targon.
I thought Diana was familiar.
Like, Diana, you probably don't know, just purely because she would have come after your time.
Ooh, but they're in my bio.
Oh, wait.
Hmm.
And
Uh,
Hmm.
the DM should be checking
Yes.
bios.
I think Diana is actually quite old. Unless they've changed her lore, but I think originally she was relatively. Her and Leona have been around for relatively quite a while.
Actually, I think they have, yeah. Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually just seeing that, yeah, someone by Twin Sister Diana, that would make sense. Yes, as soon as he says Diana, Kuiper, your eyes kind of widen. You start to ponder, could it be the same Diana? Because back then, you only knew her as just another member of the Lunari, just human. She wasn't chosen back in your day. What was that?
What was that? Is that something escaping Mariah's hair that we don't know about?
The sharky teeth.
Waffleberg punted again.
Poor sharky teeth.
Sharky Teeth is going to get you later, guys.
Just wait until you come across Lulu's path the third time and she hugifies this sharky teeth.
Waffleberg will still punt it. He has ways.
Just disappears. A couple of sessions later, comes back in the T-Hex just to punch Sharky Teeth. Either way, is there anywhere that you were heading to?
Can we see the
Sorry.
island we're headed to?
From here, yes.
Point.
Ah, right. Some fishy stuff's been going on down there. First I thought it might be just tomb raiders. After all, ancient tomb of Shurima. Of course, there's going to be tomb raiders to it. But
Wait,
apparently,
what?
apparently some kind of mists are swirling it. Some horse creature.
Yeah, we kind of got an idea of what's going on. Maybe.
Word is that's supposed to be the tomb of an ascended.
Oh,
Yeah, well, one of the earliest ascendeds, if I recall right. Kind of a failed one. Back when they were still trying to get it correct. Hence why he had the early premature death. Died while being ascended. A rare thing to happen. Probably also why they buried him off the main coast of Shurima itself. Kind of a forgotten history thing.
Like the rest of that country, it's become home to perils and dangers.
And the shark thing.
What shark thing?
The beast that lurks under the sands.
it's a shark?
Well, it has like a shark-like protrusion. And it swims through the sand like a shark. Much bigger, of course.
Interesting.
It's not a shark. It is a demon.
Oh,
He kind of looks to Waffleberg. Looks to the rest of you. I'm getting the feeling I should probably drop this topic. Your friend seems quite...
Is it there? On that island?
No, it doesn't have anywhere to travel over there from the mainland.
Good.
So you should be fine.
Hmm.
There could be other such things there, though, from Shurima. So maybe just keep your wits about you just in case.
Anything and everything that is not her is a blessing. But yes, anyways, yes, island, Shurima, talking of things,
If you're needing travel to the islands, may I suggest you head down to the small town of Stonewall. You should be able to get a ride from there.
sure, from Stonewall Jackson.
I don't know if such a person exists down there.
well, I'm sure there's at least one person called Jackson down there.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
But yes, thank you for your time and your help and your assistance, and yes,
Yes,
yes.
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 definitely.
So, just safe travels. If you see anything else moving on this mountain, hope that you got charge of that left. There's quite a few beasts up here. You know, between the Dracolopses, the Drakehounds, the Krugs, the Golems.
Wait, golems?
Yes, golems.
If your orb is stolen by a dragon, I apologize.
Just try and get it back if it is. So, as you head on downwards towards your way towards Stormwall, the world seems to go grey again, Kuiper, since you've mentioned that. A dragon
Look to the
stealing
mountain.
a dragon stealing an orb, stealing a treasure. Such things are below one such as I, and yet the magic, a key perhaps, freedom. Surely with what's happened with you and this pitiful mountain, you would like to see it razed to the ground as well, no?
I will think of no such things.
No, come now. They burned you down and all of you know. Why not burn the rest of it down as revenge?
Because the people of Targon are better than this.
And yet they didn't tell you of all the crimes in the past. Despite how old you are, little one, there is still much for you to learn. I will visit you again sometime, see if your tune has changed. After all, with what's about to come to this world, you're going to need friends in high places.
Steve.
It just kind of looks.
As you just grumble and say leave like that, you notice the world has already gone back to colour. Everyone else, you've quite literally just watched Kuiper stop in the
Yes,
traffic
we
and
are
go,
leaving.
leave.
Yes, Kuiper, we are leaving.
No, not you. It was back again. It's nothing. Let's just go.
What? The big dragon. Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on.
Right.
You hear voices. You hear voices. I hear voices.
Delris is just going to look to you, Kuiper, and be like, well, at least it can't be any worse than the Scarecrow, right?
That is optimism, and I like it.
That's what I'm known for.
There are only two people in this group that don't hear voice. No, one, because you have your sister in your head. Mariah.
I mean, Mariah technically hears voices in her head, but it's more like in her hair, which is part of her head.
Hear them all
Okay,
the
fair point.
time.
I just imagine it's like
Yeah.
Mariah doesn't hear voices in her head. Just slow zoom in on Mariah's face. Just like you just hear out of nowhere some kind of odd jaunty Irish accent. Burn the house down. Burn them all.
Kill them all. Kill them all.
Absolutely nothing.
No. Even better, it just slowly zooms in on Mariah's face. She doesn't hear voices in her head. Just slowly, the caramel dancing song starts playing muffled.
Kill your parents, Tracy. I will, God.
You peek in her ears, strobing lights.
Pretty much.
Uh,
Just strobing lights and a mini Mariah in there just raving.
anyways,
Anyway,
we are continuing.
well, actually, no, because we're calling it there for this week.
Does his face.
Oh, okay, voice in the sky.
Yes. Just a voice in the sky and nothing more.
I didn't think you were anything more.
Damn.
Hello?
Savage.
It's
Mariah,
being DM'd by the
Mariah,
others.
you see a
Yeah.
little text in the top left of the screen saying, Aurelian Soul will remember this.
Quick saving.
Just fucking Aurelian Soul has left the chat.
Does anyone hear boss music?
Uh, meanwhile, Aatrox enters the chat. Aurelian!
Oh, I can't wait for the three-way fight to happen between Aatrox, Aurelian Sol, and Pantheon.
Meanwhile, Zoe's just standing there. Both Aatrox and Aurelian Sol look away from Pantheon to Zoe. You.
But that's what I love. It's just like from the lore of Legends of Runeterra. Like Aurelian Sol just despises Zoe. Zoe sees him as her giant puppy.
And it's not even like none of the shit is Zoe's fault. It's Miranda's fault, the original. Because the shit with Aatrox doesn't realize that Zoe is not Miranda because he's crazy. He still thinks that she is the original aspect of Twilight that he was best friends with that betrayed him, and is the reason that the Darkin are now the Darkin and they were sealed away. Aatrox just not Aatrox, but Aurelian Sol just despises the aspect of Twilight because it is literally everything that he hates.
Yep, because she has freedom to go anywhere and he's trapped.
Yes, which you kind of got to feel bad for him.
Yeah. So, either way. Thank you all for tuning in this week. We'll see you all next time on the Dark Tides of Runeterra,
Bye.
where I will hopefully have stats.
Goodbye.
This was a Waffleberg
Production.
It was a Waffleberg yesterday. And all of us, except I forgot the song, but there's no use trying to remember this song, cause it'll just get us lawsuited by Valve, and that's not something I want to see happen, so I'll shut up right now.
I am so very glad I didn't stop recording just yet. Bye.